Not one system or one method works for everyone. You can tweak it, you can adjust it, but as long as you are focused on your finances and knowing that it's a work in progress and the first time you do something is not going to be the best, you can adjust and just make it work for you. Hey everyone, it's Lizzie with budgetessentialsco.com. On my channel, we are helping people find freedom in their finances, and that essentially means something completely different for each person. That's why I love sharing that and sharing my budget with you guys. So today we are going to be talking about December 2020, what went well, what needs some work for the new year, and I'll be showing you 2 different ways that I have been tracking our spending and comparing all of our expenses and, seeing all the numbers in like one place. So if you guys are interested to see what methods I use, how I track our spending, then keep on watching. So I have been budgeting for a few years now, and the program that I started with was EveryDollar. I talk a lot about this in prior videos, but this is one way that we track our spending where I log it. It's mobile, it's nice because I have it on my phone. My husband has it on his phone. I have it on my iPad. It's able to be synced, and that's really, really why I love using the EveryDollar app. So what you do in the beginning of the month, you tell this app an estimate of how much you plan on making. So what is your income? And then you go down line by line your different categories. You plug everything in here. So throughout the month, what you will do is you'll select whatever transaction you have happening either in your bank account, or if you're a cash budgeter, this applies to any one of you. And what you'll do is you'll just add a transaction and you'll plug it in right here, and it will deduct from your budgeted amount, letting you know what you have remaining. So right now we're in the planned tab. So if I wanted to see how much money I had remaining for a particular category, it will let you know right here. So this is really nice. Now you're gonna see a lot of like red numbers, but here is why. In the beginning of the month, what my husband and I do, we just do like a rough draft. Our main focus is on our paycheck budgets. That's really where we get nitty gritty. We go deep in how we want to handle our finances. So we are big paycheck budgeters, but monthly budgeting is really important too. So that way you know, okay, what is your goal for the particular month? If you don't want to eat out as much, which that is something that we have to work on in the new year, that's a goal of mine. But that is kind of how we utilize our monthly budget. We just plug in numbers so that it becomes an EveryDollar, and it tells us right up top that it is an EveryDollar. So why is it that some of these budgets you see we have overspent in a particular category, or why is it that we did not budget at all for a particular category? Like for example, home, our spending down here, we didn't actually like set a budget, and that's because we budget that when it comes to our paycheck. So if I look at this really quickly, it's gonna say, wow, like we didn't have money to spend for that particular category, but that's not essentially true. If I look through my paycheck budgets, I will be able to see, well, we did budget out a specific dollar amount for spending, or we did budget out a specific dollar amount for a home or eating out, things like that. For the remaining budget, you can see how much we had overspent, quote unquote, overspent on a particular category. So some of these is a lot, but we have to take into account, for example, Christmas. We did put something towards Christmas, but for the following year, or we spent something for Christmas, but we took it from our Christmas fund. So I really like tracking our income. It tells us like how much we were over in income. It tracks our savings, and it keeps me on track for our fixed expenses. So right now we had set money aside to the penny for our bills. So I really like tracking it that way. So this is one way that keeps me organized with our finances. Let me know if you guys would want an in-depth tutorial on how I use EveryDollar. Let me know in the comment section down below. And now, this is probably the most popular way that many people are tracking their spending, and that is using the highlighter method. I was not a fan of the highlighter method because I was always off by hundreds. I just couldn't get a handle on it. And if you've been following me for a while, then you know that we recently switched from being cash budgeters to cashless budgeters. And we're still like tracking our expenses and everything, but we're just doing it in an online format rather than cash. So again, you're gonna see some red, and that's where we overspent in a category, but it still applies the fact that we are paycheck budgeters. So what was an estimate monthly budget may not have truly been what that number was for us paycheck wise. So I hope that that makes sense. So we underspent in one category, and that was SunPass, which is really good. So that means that we could possibly adjust our SunPass budgeted amount to something less because we have saved on our SunPass a few times. So if we look to the last time SunPass, we did not spend $60. So that's good that about $60 to $80 we have spent less than what was budgeted for. So that's one thing that's really nice about this particular overview when it comes to the monthly budget review. Now, we did save $255 more than what was budgeted for, which is nice, but I do see some areas that we need some work. So one of them is our food. This includes our eating out. This includes groceries. We went over, but again, we have to think about the paycheck budgets. I want to make that very clear, and I really want you to know that. I feel like I'm going to get a ton of comments saying, well, why are you gone over so much? Keep in mind, monthly budgeting is just like a quick overview, an estimate. The paycheck budgets is where we get down and dirty and we really break down our budget by percentages. So look back at my paycheck budgets to get a better understanding on how we break down our budget, or let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below. So we did make a lot more earned income for the month of December. So that reflects in our giving. So our tithe did increase and our giving increased, and that just makes me so happy because it means that we are able to give back because we have earned more. That is so important to me and us in our household, is just giving back what belongs to God and making a difference in our community. So you're gonna see here a big old category that, yeah, I'm just gonna zoom that in, that way you can see. $808 went to our car. Now this is not gas. This includes gas, but it is not solely gas. So my husband, he needed some new tires on his car. We do have a savings account called car maintenance that we pulled money from so that he could use that savings as income so that he can buy the tires that he needed for his car. So that's why there was a high expense for cars. So now doing the budget moms method, you know, you add in your starting balance on your accounts or your cash envelopes. You add in the money received or money that you took from savings as income, and it gives you your total income to work with for the month. So then you use that, you add up all of your spending for the month, and then you include what your starting balance is for the following month. So I've watched a lot of our videos to get this right, to try to make sense of it. And I think I got a pretty good handle on it because this month I was only off by $41.68, when before it was like a few $100s because I just was confused. I was using cash, depositing the cash into my account, maybe double tracking that money. So now going cashless, I'm able to just look at our account, but still it bothered me that I was off by $41. I was searching around all of our statements and everything. I can't figure it out. So we're just gonna move on and start the new year off fresh. So that is how our monthly budget looks like for the review for December. I know these are the few things that we have to work on come 2021. The first thing that I see by looking at this is that we have to work on impulse buying as far as eating out. There are many times when I do not make a plan for the week for meal planning and all of that. and we just end up eating out. And this is something that how I used to be, and now I'm falling back into that. So I really don't want to get into that habit come 2021. The second thing that I want to focus on is savings. I want to, with the increase in income, I really want to be intentional with those finances and give every single dollar a job the way that it mimics what our goals are. So I don't want to just plug in numbers just to give it a, reach a zero-based budget. I want to review and make sure and have a conversation with my husband to make sure that the numbers is working in the best interest for us reaching our goals. So I hope that you guys found this video helpful or give you a different perspective on how you can review and track your spending using either the EveryDollar or like a transaction spreadsheet like this, expense tracker, however you do it. If you have any other tips for me on how I could possibly make this be zero for the difference, then let me know in the comments section down below. I know I will get many questions on my worksheets and what I'm using. So this is available in my Etsy shop. It's called Budget Essentials Co. Everything is linked in the description box or in my the information box down below. You'll see a link to my website to be directed to my shop. So I hope you guys really get focused on your finances and just do what is best for you and your family. Know that not one system or one method works for everyone. You can tweak it, you can adjust it, but as long as you are focused on your finances and knowing that it's a work in progress and the first time you do something is not going to be the best, you can adjust and just make it work for you. It doesn't have to be complicated, it just has to make sense to you and your family. So that is everything for today's video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in a brand new video. Bye guys!